What is going on, everyone's? We are here and we are back with another episode of
Is My Point Valid?
Yes, indeed. I'm yours truly, Brandon D.
And I am Camille A. Stocker.
And today's topic is going to be
Candace Owens, Dishonorable Discharge.
So, we all have been watching Candace Owens go into a bit of a spiral. Been going all the way left, like literally left. But that's where she came from.
That is true.
So we can't be surprised. But she had recently dropped a podcast where she was saying a bunch of crazy things. Is one thing in particular that really
rubbed me the wrong way.
I was like, Candace.
You could say, yeah, right. You have freedom of speech. You can say whatever it is that you want to say, but let's not lead people to their demise. That's not what we're going to do.
So let's listen to what she had to say. And yeah, Miss Candace Owens.
LG19 writes, serious question, will there be jobs or community military members can join when I get a dishonorable discharge for not contributing to delete people or my body for the interests of a certain foreign nation benefit? I love this question. I do believe that if war in Iran is on the agenda, and that appears so, get dishonorably discharged. Who cares? Who cares? Why should you go foreign land? You now have the benefit of 2020. You can see, think about those men and those because they were pitched that they were serving their country because there were weapons of mass destruction, right? They were serving their country because the Taliban, they were serving their country, whatever, and these people gave up their lives. And ask yourselves, for what? And the answer to that question is for the elites. They're like toy soldiers. And I would have said a few weeks ago that Trump would never do that to you. He would never just throw you into an Israeli war. But right now, our planes are flying in the sky, and things are going nuclear. So I don't have that confidence anymore. And I'm comfortable with people being dishonorably discharged because the dishonor has come from our politicians. The dishonor has come from our politicians who routinely lie in our faces and are willing to let us die to serve their financial interests. So why don't they dishonorably discharge themselves from public office? That works for me. And I think a great place for you guys to go into would be into security. There are a lot of security firms that are popping up all over. I'm certainly a person that needs security.
All right. So for people who don't know the severity of dishonorably discharged, baby, please enlighten these people.
Or what is it? So it is the most severe discharge a military service member can receive and is only issued after a court-martial conviction for serious offenses. It's similar to civilian felony conviction and carries a significant stigma. So the reasons that you could get a dishonorable discharge are desertion, sexual assault, murder, fraud, or drug distribution. So what are the consequences if you are dishonorably discharged? You lose all veterans' benefits, regardless of past honorable service. You can't re-enlist, you can't own firearms, you can't obtain bank loans. So that's getting a home, being a homeowner, maybe own,
all those military benefits, the loan, the FDA loans, and all of that stuff.
Yeah, you wouldn't have that anymore. They also may lose the right to vote and receive government assistance and be unable to find government or state jobs. So the real repercussion would be it's a social stigma because the people will look at you like, why were you dishonorably discharged? Well, I watched Candace Owens and she told me that I would just get dishonorably discharged and then come be my security. So she would have to employ you for how many people are going to be dishonorably discharged and how many people are going to be on her team? How many people is she going to pay? Let's be real here. Come on. And so then you would also have difficulty finding employment. That's already a hard thing for veterans, period.
They're going to look at that and nobody's going to want to fool with you. Because if you are not trustworthy enough to be in the military, why would they trust you anywhere else?
Because your job when you signed up,
this is what you signed up
for to protect the United States of America.
War is potentially gonna happen. You know this when you go into the military. That's why we have a military, for protection of the United States. So anytime there's somebody who comes against the United States, there's a probability that we're going to need to protect ourselves.
We need people who want to be there. We don't want people in the military who don't want to be there. You should want to be there, and you don't know that going into the military is going to be hard, then I wouldn't take on that job. You know, this isn't something, I get it. There are a lot of 18-year-olds and 19-year-olds who are going in, but there has to be this realization of that they should know that, hold on, this is not going to be something easy, right? This is something hard. It's the military.
You got to go through basic training in order to be accepted. So you have to be physical in order to be accepted. There's a standard to this. And listening to Candace Owens telling you to get dishonorable discharge because you in your emotions, you in your feelings.
Better have a good backup plan.
I sure hope you got a plan.
And
I sure hope it involves Candace Owens, because she the one that told you to do this. That's what I said.
She gonna have a whole lot of people coming to her for employment.
Hit her in her DMs and let her know that you about to dishonorably be discharged because you listen to her you listen to her, and now you ain't got you ain't got a leg to stand on.
Like I said in the very beginning, we have freedom of speech. We can say whatever we want, but when you tell somebody not to go through with the job that they signed up for, we have a problem, and you leading people astray.
So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get up out of here. So, like always,
I don't know. Just tired.
It's love, peace, and soul.
Bye.
Like Soul Train, baby.